to another video. Now, car news has been really slow. That's why I haven't made one of these. Trust me, this has been one of the most successful series on this channel. There is no way this will ever be discontinued. You know what's going on. It is the presidential election going on this week. Election's happening Tuesday. Good luck to whatever candidate you voted for. I'm not going to get political. Just vote. Voting is very important. So if you can, please vote. Democracy, do it. It's amazing. You have to vote. You have to, represent yourself and choose who you think would be the best leader for the country, which is really important. More people should vote. So, yeah, please vote. But because of the voting in the election, every single one of my news sources has been taken over with political ads, and car news has been really, really slow. This is probably the slowest week of the year for car news because it's the election. You get all the smearing the other candidate, and then, oh, no, you get smeared. You know what I mean? It's all that happy horse shit. So I've collected the best articles I could find. Now, it was 10 days since the last one, just because I kept trying to find articles, right? So, first of all, Volkswagen is dead. They're closing many of its factories and laying off thousands of workers across the United States. Essentially, they came into a little bit of a run-in with the union, and Toyota doesn't have a union. So, unions are kind of an interesting thing to talk about. Toyota doesn't have a union because it's treated its workers fair and tried to avoid a union its entire life. Volkswagen, not so much. They had a union pretty early on. They have a very long history as a car maker, and now they're coming into a clash with that union. So they either fire the union workers and cut costs, or just keep chugging along and go bankrupt. And right now they're choosing the go bankrupt route. So things are going by and they're essentially dead. Also, the Volvo 240 has been revived for the new age in sedan and estate form. Now, I highly doubt this will ever go into production, but it's been redesigned. Now, if you don't know, the 240 was the most iconic Volvo ever. It was, back in the 90s, nowadays, Volvo has kind of a stance with the S60 and the S80 and the XC70. The cars that we've, known and grown up with. Volvo was cool back in my day of 2005 for having the R designs and the V8 S80. How I knew Volvo, Wilson from House MD, when I would watch that in the living room, and my mom would tell me to stop watching it because there's adult things in that show. Wilson drove at first a base model S80 and then a V8, and so I looked it up but I asked around and found a car magazine that talked about Volvo, and then I learned about it on from there. So that's how I came into, knowledge of Volvo. But yeah, the 240 was essentially the Volvo, right? If you knew about Volvo, it was probably because you saw a 240. Very popular car, and overall very good car. So it's nice to see that they're reviving it. Also, Stellantis has a new CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and it's jumped right in to tackle inventory product issue. Stellantis is in a very, very, very bad jam. They cannot find people to buy their cars, and even worse than that, they can't deliver cars to the people that have bought them from the dealerships. Even worse than that, every single one of their dealerships hates them, because they can't get people in the door, because, again, Stellantis has not updated any of the brands, and the brands that they have updated, they won't even deliver the damn cars. Dealerships are also handing out promotions, which Stellantis has told them to hand out, and then Stellantis gets mad at them. It's ridiculous. It's an awful cycle, and Stellantis will collapse within the next 5 years. At least that's what I'm predicting. Also, this is out of nowhere. I cannot say how much of a shock this is. Toyota's solid-state battery, it was a thing. It was an actual, real thing. Now, for years now, there's been the Toyota water engine. We've seen that, the AI voiceover videos. It's actually true. Toyota has, in fact, been working on it, and they've just announced a 750-mile solid-state battery. This is way ahead of its time. I'm so excited to see it in EVs, but it's super expensive, so it's just going to be an arms race for who can get that price the lowest. I think this is really, 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 really interesting. Now, why do I think this is so interesting? Come on, this is the most exciting article you're going to see today, so you might as well be enthused with me. Each decade has its own thing, right? The 2010s were like I said, there's a starter a decade before, and then that starter that ignites the thing, the gas is rushing through the pipes, and it's just who will ignite their burner the quickest, who will ignite the craze, and who will win. Last time it was Toyota for the hybrid craze, which lasted to the late 1990s to the early 2010s. It ended up finishing and being popular around the 2010s and starting with the Toyota Prius and the Honda Insight as a classic war, right? Now, it's the EV war. It was Tesla against Nissan against Coda. And smaller EV car companies. That started in the 2010s and is now ending in 2024. They averagely left about, go around for about 15 years. And now we're seeing the next generation go in. This is what we're going to be dealing with. This is the craze we're going to see. This is the arm race. This is the competition we are going to be seeing and talking about for the next 15 years. And it is the race for the solid state battery. Toyota has figured it out. And if Toyota has figured it out, a company notoriously known for slow processing technology, then every other car company can figure it out, and it's an arm race to see who can make these new types of EVs out the fastest. This is so exciting. Back to regular garbage. Stellantis, Chrysler, more so, has one car that sells. One car that sells. A singular car that sells. And that is the Ram trucks. They sell decently well. And they've just recalled 33 of them due to ESC, electronic stability control. So, amazing. Maserati sales have plunged 60%, and Stellantis blames dealer discounts and marketing again, both of which they are in charge of. Gotta love it. Also, this is also a big deal. If you don't know, Tesla's been kind of hunky-dory about their full self-driving program. They've been like, oh yeah, it's fine. Some guy died, plowed into a, turned over lorry. But, other than that, it's fine. Now, NHTSA is probing 2.4 million full self-driving things after Tesla after a crash. So, yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. It's an investigation. Every Tesla model sold with the self-driving option. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be a huge lawsuit. I can't wait for it. Not because I don't like Tesla. I thought Tesla was neat. But get these cars off the road. They're absolutely awful. Also, Scout. Scout is apparently a thing. Their Traveler and Terra pickup are supposed to come out in 2027. Scout is, I believe it's Volkswagen. Yeah, Volkswagen. I'm sad. Scout it used to be a thing, if you don't know. And it's coming back. It's neat, but I think by the time this thing comes out in 2027, the Rivian R1T is already more advanced and better than these Scout models. So by the time this thing comes out, it's already going to be too late. The Land Cruiser's already eating up what market share it has for such a big, humongous thing. And like I said, every 10 years, we're plummeting into a recession. Guess what? It's been 10 years since 2008. It's been 12 years. So any day now, I'm sure we're going to plunge into a recession. No one's going to want any of this crap. Volkswagen's going to go bankrupt, having put all their money into Scout. And Toyota's just going to go back to making hybrid Corollas. And maybe bring the Echo or Yaris back. Toyota's also removed the roof on the Land Cruiser with rocks concept. Very neat. This is just showing, I like to think of eras of Toyota, kind of like eras of Toyota, eras of Toyota. I haven't said that enough. Essentially, Toyota goes through different eras of how creative or adventurous they're feeling. They were more locked down in the 80s. Now they're more 80s and 90s. Now they're more happier to try new things out. And this is just an example of that. Very neat. I will never see this in production, though, unfortunately. Also, Subaru has decided to raise the Impreza price again after a $580 price hike. Now, $580 doesn't seem like a lot, but when this is near the cheapest car you can buy right now, that's a lot of damage. Boosted Gravity SUV has just launched with 404 miles of range. 440, and a $94,900 price tag, which is interesting. And Ferrari is also claiming that 90% of its cars built are still on the road today. Now, usually I would say, oh, wow, look at their durability. No, I think it's just because, let's say your family bought a brand new Ferrari and a brand new Toyota Corolla. Which one of those do you think they're going to treat better? Yeah, a lot of these are just in garages with plastic wrap on them, in my opinion. So this isn't a huge shock. I'm surprised 100%, I'm surprised it's not 99.99% of them. Because when you get, a Ferrari, unless you don't know what it is, which... how can you not know what it is? You ain't going to be destroying that thing or taking that thing on long derby trips, if you know what I mean. So with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Hopefully I will see you guys very, very soon.